Hey everyone, this is Aaron from Autofit Birmingham. Today we are doing a review on this Audi A1 1.6 TDI. I hope you all enjoy. The Audi A1 boasts an aggressive front end with the Audi's famous huge grille at the front. This being the sport model has a standard suspension and standard alloys, but that's not all bad as the ride is super smooth. So, some of the bits I like on this Audi's well known big front end, having the big grille on the front, just adds to the character of the car. And also, I like the way Audi, even though it's a small one, being the A1, they've kind of kept the aggressive look on the Audi. This gives it a lot of road presence. I think it's a very good look. Right, so under here, we've got the 1.6 TDI producing 104 brake horsepower. Some of the things you need to keep an eye out on this engine. The main thing I would say is the cam belts. The dealers say every 5 years or every 80,000 miles, whatever comes first. Make sure you keep on top of things like that. Another thing, being a diesel, you need to keep this on the motor regularly because of the DPF on the exhaust. So if you're not doing many miles, maybe buy the petrol. But if you're insistent on having a diesel at least once a month, make sure you're taking it on a long journey. And the good thing with this, due to having low emissions, it's also free tax. So it's another cost-effective thing for the customer. It's also stylish at the back too. The interior is very modern and easy on the eye. The buttons are all in an easy access place for the driver or passenger to get to. It's almost as if they're going back to the old phrase, less is more. So as soon as you get in the car, you know you're sitting in something quality. The steering wheel, the buttons, everything in here just speaks out volumes of quality to me. The seats are comfortable, but then again I suppose it's near enough a new car. The seating position, the driving position is lovely too. I think the windscreen is a little bit short. I think they could have made it a little bit bigger. It's kind of blocking my view here at the top, but apart from that, all in all, a really nice place to be. And yeah, you've got a lot of extras here. We've got radio, car media, so you can connect to your phone. You've got telephone, Bluetooth, navigation. And this model's also got air conditioning, and it's also got the new Audi Driver Select, which you can command what you need from a touch of a button. All in all, a really nice place to be. The only one thing I have noticed, which is kind of a letdown, being the 1.6 TDI, it's only got 5 forward gears. A lot of cars these days, I mean even 1 litres have 6 gears now. I think Audi could have done a little bit better than that. But if you don't mind that, definitely a lovely car to be. Right, so we're just going to do a quick test drive in the Audi A1. Feels very comfortable, it's very nice to drive. There's hardly any noise coming into the cabin from outside whatsoever. Feels solid on the road. You know you're driving a German car just by the niceness of the car. It just feels very nice and smooth. So the braking is nice and soft, nice and smooth as well. Nice braking. Steering position is nice. Again, a little bit obstructed from the view from the windscreen, but apart from that, it feels really nice to drive. There's a little bit of turbo lag, but I suppose being only a 1.6 TDI, you know, you're not going to have the fastest car in the world. It's definitely a nice place to be. It's comfortable. I mean, this isn't the S-Line model, it's a Sport, so you haven't got the harder suspension or the harder ride, but I imagine if you did have the S-Line, you'd probably feel every bump and every crack in the road. I'm just going to put my foot down a little bit now. Get that 1.6 TDI working. It pulls when it wants to, I guess. Again, not the fastest car in the world, but you've got that poke when you need it. Even all the mirrors and everything are situated in the right place. I don't feel as though anything's uncomfortable or in the wrong place. The steering is bang on. And again, you've got electric steering. So definitely nice to have electric steering, but when things go wrong with electric steering, you know it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. But with a car like this, only been a few years old, I wouldn't really take it too much of a concern. Just enjoy it. And definitely with any car really, you know, you want to make sure you get some form of warranty, because you never know, you could drive off down the road and something could go wrong. You want to know you've got some form of cover really. Definitely a very nice small car. I mean, this would be based on the Polo. So if you can't really afford an A1, the alternative I would say is probably the Polo, being the exact same car, being a little bit cheaper, because the Audi is like the more prestigious version of the Polo. Polo again, which I've said before, definitely another nice car. same car, different dress, just like a lot of manufacturers do. I mean, these days they share engines and gearboxes. But yeah, if you couldn't afford the A1, the Polo would definitely be my second choice. But if you can afford it, I'd definitely probably go for the either the 1.6 TDI or the 2-litre TDI. I think the 2-litre you're gonna have a bit more power. But with this car, I mean, it's showing me good fuel efficiency at the moment, but I think the MPG on this can go up to 70 miles to the gallon. So if you put it into context, 70 miles to the gallon, free road tax. Realistically, you know, if you're doing a lot of miles, it's going to be saving you money. There's no road tax to pay. So, and even the smaller things, when you think that if you ever go into central London, due to it being free road tax, you can take it into the areas that have the diesel charges, fees to pay in to go into central London. So you're, you know, it's a win-win situation really if you think about it from that way. It all just depends on what you prefer. I mean, some people may not prefer the sport. Some people would rather have the S-Line, and it's understandable. As you get a little kit on there, you get better alloys. But if you just want something to pop around town and do an occasional motorway journey, something nice and small and stylish, the Audi A1 is definitely a really nice place to be. Right, while I've still got this little number, I'm going to go treat myself to some lunch. Thank you everybody for watching. You can all subscribe to our YouTube channel at Autofit Birmingham. You can follow us on Twitter at Autofit Birmingham. You can follow us on Instagram at Autofit Birmingham. Again, like and share our page on Facebook at Autofit Birmingham. I hope you will all enjoy the video. But everyone has a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Aaron from Autofit Birmingham. We bring the garage to you.